Alright, let's get this excuse me. Let's get this flight started. Yeah, we'll leave the door open for now. Get into that seat here. Get that back in. There we go. Ground power unit was just connected there. Whoops. Battery on. Then we'll get that ground power unit going. Alright, well, we have a flight today to from here in Phoenix down to Honolulu. They're going to cater us up right here. So let's not waste any time and let's get this show on the road. Headings. Excuse me. Nav. Emergency lights armed. Seatbelts on. 30,000 feet today is the altitude. Turn logo lights on. Probe heat on. And that all looks good up top for now. Alright. Gonna go down here. FMC. Position initialization. Phoenix. Hot day in Phoenix. Honestly, we might keep the window closed today, but we'll see. And Honolulu. We'll request the flight plan. And while that's loading up there, we'll do our performance and payload. Okay, parking brake is set. Weight and balance. We're going to have 171 passengers on today's flight, so almost a full flight. Not quite. And we're going to have 4,266 kilograms of cargo on board, so we'll have 2,000 up at the front, and we'll take 2,266. 2,266, not... I was about to say, that's some bad luck right there, some bad juju. But all good. Total fuel. We're going to have 20,327 kilograms of fuel on board today. So we are almost full payload. Max takeoff weight today, which is going to be pretty cool. We'll go to system page. Sim menu, and we'll do ground support, and we'll just get that all ready to go here. Now going back down here, load. Are they done with the catering already? Looks like they are. Alright, well, let's get these passengers on board now. Alright. Request boarding.
Boarding requested.
And then we'll go back down here. Activate, execute. Beautiful. Departures and arrivals. So, we'll be departing runway 25 right to, well, what side are we on? Let me double check here and make sure that we have the proper departures. No, we don't want to attach the tug.
Do you want to board crew?
Yes, please. I don't want to do this without crew. Winds look like they're going to be variable. 6 knots here in Phoenix, which is alright. And 25 right, absolutely, that's the runway that we want today. 25 right, we're going to be on the Keens 2 departure. Harbor transition. And that's filed. Our arrival, runway 4 right. Make sure that's the runway that I want. Because I do not particularly want, I think it's 4 left, I don't want. 4 right, yep, that's what we want. ILS Yankee, 4 right. And I want to be on the Maggie 3. DENS transition. Perfect, there we go. Performance in it. Hello? Hold on. Go back over here, performance and payload. Alright, we got everything down in the computer, figured out, ready to go. Oops, flood this up to 160. Still making good progress on the boarding. We'll go ahead, start the APU now. And we just got our pre-departure clearance. We're working quickly here because we want to get these passengers over to Honolulu. And we just got our PDC here, so we'll squawk 4104, and we are clear to the Honolulu Airport via the Keens 3 departure. That'll be harbor transition. Then, as filed, we'll maintain 8,000 feet, and then we'll climb via SID. Expect 300 3 minutes after departure. And departure frequency is going to be 128.65. Today, ramp is uncontrolled, and we'll contact, let's see, 120.9er for taxi. Alright, well, we're going to open this window, let some air in here, and wait for the boarding to be completed. Alright, we just have all passengers boarded, so we'll go ahead, close the door, and we're going to notify the cabin real quick once we get back in our seat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 1581 with service to Honolulu. On behalf of your flight crew, I'd like to welcome you on board. Flight time today, we're looking about 6 hours, 46 minutes to take you on over to the Aloha State. We expect a smooth ride all the way on down. We'll be pushing back from the gate here momentarily, so we ask that you find those seats, fasten those seatbelts. Flight attendants will soon be coming around the very important safety briefing. We do ask that your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Boeing 737 MAX 8. We appreciate your business on board this flight. If there's anything we can do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome on board. Alright, let's get ready to go here. Additional services. Dismiss the ground power unit. Allow them operate the jetway real quick, and then we're going to finish a couple things here at the front desk. Yacht anchor off. All good, all good. And we'll prepare for pushback and departure. Alright. Anti-collision lights on. Oh. Let's get those center pumps on too, because this is a marathon of a flight.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Excellent to hear. 2992 in Phoenix. Perfect.
Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear.
Alright, we'll get those chocks removed. Alright. Set. Done. Beautiful. So now that we're ready to go here, when they let us go. Alright, we want the nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Perfect.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All engines clear, starting at will, starting right engine.
Please set parking brakes.
Setting parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Confirm the good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Sound engine fail. There we go. Good engine start, right engine, starting left engine.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Alright, she's going to show us the bypass pin while we're waiting for the engine startup. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your hospitality. Appreciate that. See you later. Alright, look at our checklist here. Before taxi checklist complete, generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice not required, isolation valve auto, recall checked, auto brake, rejected takeoff, engine start levers, idle detent, flight controls, flight controls are free and correct, and ground equipment clear. Perfect, we're ready to get going here. Phoenix Tower got off. Alright, that's brilliant. We'll contact 132.8.
Southwest 3765, 65 on that turn, Skyber Airport, 10 o'clock, 13 miles.
Albuquerque Center, good afternoon. Southwest 1581 on the ground in Phoenix, ready for taxi with information Victor on board.
Southwest 1581, Albuquerque Center, runway 25 right, taxi via Delta 12 Echo.
Right, 25 right via Delta 12 Echo, Southwest 1581. Okay, Delta 12 Echo. Yep, alright, let's go.
FedEx 885, reduced to 210 knots.
Start the clock.
Return at FedEx 8 o'clock, 100 miles.
Fly heading to the driver lane.
20 heavy with
Alright.
120 at 10, runway 30, quick takeoff.
Taxi lights on, wing wheel lights on. Because we're pretty much going to be ready to go here almost immediately. Flight attendants, please proceed for departure.
Convoy 1220.
Albuquerque Center, Southwest 1581, short of runway 25 right, ready to go.
Southwest 1581, wind variable, correction, variable at 6, runway 25 right, quick takeoff.
Runway 25 right, cliff takeoff, Southwest 1581. Alright, let's go.
FedEx 885, traffic 11 o'clock, moving 10 o'clock, 900 miles southwest bound, 737 to 5,800, descending to the north complex.
Okay, lights on.
Cancel
Takeoff.
FedEx
Oh.
885.
Nope, no rolling takeoff today. We didn't get flaps set. Flaps 5 for departure. That's our bad.
Southwest 561, Albuquerque.
Hold on. Gotta wait till the flaps are set.
American 1257, leaving my airspace forward
Flaps
offline.
set.
Change group.
Okay, let's go. Let's not
Walker
waste any more
65,
time.
airport heavy, climb maintain flight level 350.
40.
Climb maintain level 350.
Toga.
Southwest 3759, wind 3, correction, variable at 6, runway 26, quit land.
Toga power is set.
And 3 variable at 6. Clear land, runway 26, thank you.
FedEx 885, turn left,
Airspeed
heading
line.
340 vectors, final approach course. See if I was
Do not cross check.
vector heading, final approach, FedEx 885.
Good afternoon, Disruptors 561.
Southwest 561, Albuquerque, ready to contact, descend via the header, 1 arrival, 25 left, Phoenix altimeter,
V1,
2992.
rotate.
Yeah, 25 left runway use and QNH 299.
Pause ready to climb. Gear up.
Southwest 561, verify descend via the header. under 1 arrival.
Yes, Hydra 1, I have 25 left visual. Southwest 561.
FedEx 885, Skyber Airport, 10 o'clock, 16 miles. Be at the airport
Ooh,
today.
it's a little windy today.
Be final. FedEx 885.
Okay, roger. November
Alright, passenger 10,000
Southwest
feet.
3765, taxi eastbound on Foxtrot, hold short runway 25
Turn
right,
the
Foxtrot
lights
8.
off.
Foxtrot 8.
We're increasing the speed.
0.
Alright, we'll do our after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on. Packs,
8546,
auto,
expect the ILS
landing
runway 8,
gear up,
information hotel
and
current.
flaps up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete.
Information hotel, expect runway 8 ILS.
Hydra 1, arrival.
Southwest 561, no you're not.
Right 090, we're at 5,000.
Okay,
Central Helena Department.
Alright, we've reached our cruising altitude for the flight. We'll go ahead, turn off the fasten seatbelt signs, and we'll let the cabin know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your cabin flight deck. We've wanted to inform you that we have reached our cruising altitude for the flight. You are now free to move out the cabin. However, we do ask that you refrain from congregating the front galleys, as well as block the flight attendants as they try to complete their service. Thank you. Alright, so we're experiencing some turbulence right now. What we're going to do is yeah, it's pretty bad. We're going to go ahead, have them get into their seats, and we're going to let them know why. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your cabin flight deck. We're going to ask that at this time you return to your seats with those seatbelts clearly fastened, as we are experiencing some pretty rough turbulence going over these here at Nevada Mountains. We will let you know when it is safe to move around the cabin. At this time, we're going to ask that flight attendants you return to your seats with your seatbelts clearly fastened as well. Thank you. Yeah, considering we're consistently losing and gaining speed, and we're rocking pretty heavily, I'm gonna have the flight attendant not suspend the service, but at least delay it just a little while longer until we get past it. To be expected going over the Sierra Nevada mountains. I remember there was well, I've been to California twice, I guess. So it would have been when I went to Los Angeles, and we were flying over the Sierra Nevada mountains, and the turbulence was just horrible. It was one of those situations where even the flight crew were scared. You know, you ever have those situations? Yeah, it was one of those. So it's to be expected going over the Sierra Nevada mountains, but we're not too worried about it. It doesn't look like it's too bad. I like being on the safe side, and I want to make sure that my crew are safe and not injured when they make it to Honolulu. Which, also, speaking of Honolulu, it looks like there might be a huge thunderstorm passing it. I don't think it's supposed to hit the islands, but we'll see. A lot can happen in 6 hours. So we'll see. We'll monitor the situation. But I know they had some record flooding these past few weeks, so we're just going to monitor the situation. But yeah, it looks like it's smoothing out a little bit now. We'll give it about 10-20 minutes, and then we'll get those passengers back up and moving. Alright, well I want to take a look at the iFly 737 MAX. Hey, I know that this is the second time I've showcased the plane on the channel. This isn't the second time I've flown this plane. One of my favorite planes to fly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here, and I want to go take a tour of this cabin here, because this is an awesome cabin. I forget the creator. I think it's like Hughes something that did this livery. But yeah, we have a full economy Southwest style seat config here. It looks really awesome, really cool. We have model galley right here. We have Minute Maid drinks here and some coffee and all that. Hughes, that it is. Yep. So it's by Hughes. Anyways, so it's a really awesome, nice livery. There is a lavatory that we can go use that we'll probably have to use later in the flight. We can even flush the toilet. This is usable. This is awesome. Man, I love looking at all this stuff. Like, they modeled all this. I could technically open the doors from inside here too. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to kill everyone on the plane. Anyways, going back here. The window shades are all functional. Do that. Go up here, and there's these overhead bins. Should be functional. Hold on. Yep. That's awesome. Oh, getting stuck. Continue down to the aft cabin. These emergency exits, which I believe we could also open from inside if we... No, we can't. That's okay. We got that little extra legroom seat right there to make exiting the aircraft in case of emergency easier. Really just an awesome model. They got some snacks laid out here, some drinks, and 2 usable lavatories. They have this right here. So you can turn on the emergency exit lights, and then you can control all of the different lighting and stuff, which is awesome. We're not gonna mess with this for right now since it is daytime environment. Portable water, so this is how much waste is on board. Just looks all good right now. Maintenance, all that. But yeah, really cool. And there's a little thing up towards the front of the aircraft that we'll primarily use. The seat backs, this is just one of my favorite, hands down, one of my favorite planes to fly. Especially with this Southwest livery. Expect more with this plane on the channel, because it's just genuinely such a cool aircraft, and I always enjoy flying it. Anyways, we're gonna enter the cockpit here. Got stuck on the door. Close it behind us. And yeah, we're in the cockpit. We still got about 5.5 hours left in this flight, so I'll update you a little bit later. But anyways, hold on. But anyways, yeah, that's it. We'll check in with you later, but we're gonna keep cruising. We are fast approaching our top of descent here. We're about a little over 20 miles out. The first signs of Hawaii we can start to see. I can't even tell you what mountain that is over there, but I do know for a fact that it is Hawaii. Right now, the skies are looking, well, relatively friendly. It is going to be a little bit windy in Honolulu, unfortunately, though. Currently looking at Navigraph here, there's going to be a 17-knot headwind and a 4-knot crosswind. Yes, wind's going to be 17.26 knots at 040 degrees. So almost a direct headwind for runway 4 right, which is perfectly fine since that's the runway that we're going to be arriving on. Hopefully that does us good. Anyways, we're going to prepare for our top ascent. We'll get this down to 3,000 since that's the altitude that we need to get down to. approach because the Maggie 3 arrival unfortunately doesn't have any altitudes, which you'll find a lot of these airports, like Honolulu and the Caribbean, go out to the Caribbean, they don't have like altitudes in their arrival chart, so you have to basically go off the what you need for your approach chart. Excuse me. I always have something stuck in my throat when I have to talk anyways. Kind of go based off your approach charts, and then you have to kind of eyeball it when you're offline. Now, ATC, if ATC were online, they'd be giving the instructions and all that. Unfortunately, ATC is not online, though, at the moment. So, alright. But, yeah, we still got about 2 miles to go, and then we'll start a descent. Alright, we're beginning our descent. Are we? I think we are. Yep, we're beginning our descent down into Honolulu. Go ahead, turn on the fasten seatbelt signs. Let the passengers know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Captain Flight Deck. We want to inform you that we have begun our initial descent down into Honolulu. We ask that at this time, return to your seats with our seatbelts securely fastened. Flight attendants will now be coming around with one last cabin check. We do ask they hand over any trash items they may have. This makes getting processed to the ground a lot quicker. We do expect to get you on the ground here in about 20 minutes, so we will ask you to get in those seats quickly so we can get you on the ground. We don't have a choice with Egyptian Airlines, but thank you for choosing Southwest to take you on your way to the Aloha State. Once again, thank you. Alright, let's run our descent checklist now. Transportation is on, recall checked, auto brake, we'll set. Oh, we got plenty of runway. We'll do auto brakes 1 today. We'll give the passengers a break there, even though we are Southwest. Landing data, VREF, minimums. Okay, we'll go ahead and get all that now. Dang, we are getting some rough turbulence up here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get those flight attendants in their seats right now. Flight attendants, please be seated for arrival. Because, yeah, this is some rough turbulence coming into Honolulu here. Like, look at this. Look at this. We are just shaking right now. Dang, this ride is horrible. Why is it so bad? The winds aren't even that, well, I mean, they are it is pretty windy here. I wouldn't expect to toss this plane around like that, though. Like, we're already doing 10 over. We should be doing it, like, wow. Okay.
$400. $300. $200.
I hate this
Flight
wind.
slow.
Yep, I got it.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10,
Alright. That wasn't too horrible. We landed right of center line, but we were able to clean it up in time. The winds, man, were just such a pain in the neck, and I had that turbulence. They would just flip-flop. It was a whole to-do, let me tell you. Very frustrating. Alright, well, we'll take this right here. Perfect, beautiful. We'll go flaps up. Honolulu traffic, southwest 1581, crossing runway 4 left. Traffic. There's no one here at the moment. Oh, maybe there is. Oh, those might be static aircraft, actually. Anyways, we'll go you off, you all off. Perfect. Oh. Get on, back on that line. Flaps up. Spoilers up. Alright, and let's get that APU started. Alright, we'll go taxi light and yellow light off. We're going to be at gate Echo 6 today. Alright, I'm assuming he wants me to stop. Anyways, park brake engaged. APU on. Shutting down right and left engines. Alright, well apparently I parked a little bit too far, but that's okay. I'm not too
The boarding requested.
crazy concerned about it. I didn't really know what he wanted me to do here when he was waving his arms crazy, because that's not how I thought move forward looked like. But that's all good. Anyways, this is where we're going to be spending the night. Actually,
Passengers deboarding starting.
so what we'll do is we'll actually go ahead. We'll prepare to shut down here. Alright, so secure checklist. We'll go fuel pumps off. We'll do probe heat off. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps up. Perfect. Parking brake up. And start levers cut off. Perfect. Turn ground power off, so we can turn all of that off. We'll turn the packs off at this moment in time too. Yaw damper will also turn off. Go up top here. There we go. And we'll turn you off as well. Alright, there we go. That all looks to be in order here. And since it's the last flight of the day, we'll actually just go ahead and turn off the logo light as well. But anyways, yeah, and we'll close it up. Close the window up here so that way we can just turn her off and get going, because I'm ready to enjoy Honolulu. I don't know about you. But anyways, that's going to do it for this episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I hope you all enjoyed so much. So, little fun thing about this airport, I am using 2 mods. One is a mod that enhances the downtown area for Honolulu, and number 2 is that inbuilds Honolulu Airport, which we're going to check out more in depth in the next video when I take a flight from Honolulu to somewhere. Right now, I think I want to do a flight from Honolulu to San Diego. I think that'd be really cool, and fly with the Alaska Airlines. Fly with Alaska Airlines, and it would be in the 737 MAX 8 once again. But I think that'd be really cool to go check out the airport, and I also have a really cool Alaska livery that I want to showcase. So I think that will be the next video. So stay tuned for that. Also, make sure you keep watching for the landing replays. I always do that. That was a bit of a crazy landing. Very turbulent, very windy. It was something, but I think we did a pretty good job. I'm okay with satisfied with it. I think currently, right now, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Could have been more centered. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. God bless, and I hope to see you on a later flight. See ya.